The last time the episode ended with my game crashing. So today we're gonna see if it's corrupted. Let's go! I hear sounds. Um... So we're back. Um... Okay. I guess it must have teleported us back to before we found the copper vein. Well, I had to run back to get my torch. I remember that. That means I'm going to have to mine that copper again. Well, I guess I'll do that and be back. I know it's early in the episode, but let me just explain a little bit on my method for mining. So, obviously, you're just mining the ore, right? Oh, by the way, this is a different ore patch. That's why this is medium quality and not poor. But ore follows the contour of the terrain above it, for the most part. So, when you're mining, I think I explained this in episode 1 or 2, but when you're mining ore, if there's a dip in the terrain, or like a valley, or a mound, then the ore is probably going to follow that. So it's going to go up a few blocks, or down a few blocks. Like, it goes up there, because, well, there's a hill above us. See, the terrain goes up there, so does the ore. That can make mining the ore rather difficult, because if you're mining ore on the side of a mountain, then instead of it just going up 1 block, it might go up 2 blocks, or 3 blocks. Because think of the ore like a pancake. It spawns in a circular kind of pancake shape, and then it gets deformed by the local world generation. So it'll squish that pancake into a different shape to match the surface terrain generation. That is my understanding. I've been told that by other people as well. It's not just my own theory, but that is, from what I've been told, from what I've read on the wiki, from what I understand, how ore spawns work. So when you think you're done, dig around an extra couple blocks, just to make sure there's not ore diagonally next to it. That's one thing that I do like about Hightail, is how the ores have a kind of 3D texture that extends out from the block. So if there were ore in this block back here, if there were ore in this block, then some of that 3D texture would be poking out of the corner, so you could tell, oh, there's ore back there. That's one thing that I do really like about Hightail. But we're not playing Hightail. We are playing Vintage Story. Let me go get some more copper. Gonna grab some granite while we're out, so that I can make a piece of technology called a quern, which is used for grinding things into powder. Which is why the small carcasses on day 1 or 2, I just broke them and left them, because in order to actually turn those carcasses into bone meal, you need a quern. And until you have a pickaxe, you don't have access to any kind of powdered materials. No powdered calcinite or flint or any of that. Because you need a quern. So I'm just going to grab a couple pieces of this granite rock so that we can make one. Ooh. Locusts. Locusts. Huh. Let me mark that at the cave entrance, because I am too hungry to deal with that right now. But I should still have some stew at home. Yep, there we go. There we go. Let me make this quern. Oh, I need a chisel first, so I need an anvil. Frick. Well. Now, before I can use this copper, I have to break it up with the hammer, which is why the hammer was the other item we immediately cast. Because without a hammer, you can't do anything with the ore. So that'll make 12 ingots. Correction, that'll make 13 ingots. These aren't done yet. So we'll need to do some more clay forming and things like that before we can actually use this. Let me pause this real quick. Aw, dang it. I was hoping by the time I finished with making those molds that these would have been finished firing. Oh well. Let's go check on our crops then. Yeah, nothing's doing great. Because it's low fertility soil. It is... Well, that almost hit me. That would not have been great. Yeah, I turned clouds off to see if that would help with the performance, but I forget that that's actually pretty important for keeping track of the weather. Well, I guess while these are finishing up... Oh, they're finishing up now. Oh, perfect timing. Well, let's go ahead and make some permanent light. Set down some more storage. Alright, well, since those finished, I guess I am going to do some more clay forming real quick and get the next batch going. Alright, well, with that out of the way, let's go get some more copper. Pin. And pin. Yeah, so today I'm going to be mixing it up a little bit, and I'm actually going to do some stuff off camera. Surprisingly enough, I know, right? You won't get to see me do every little thing in a sped up time-lapse. This game has so much ambiance. Oh. Whoops. Excuse me. Okay, come on. How deep is this copper, really? Yeah, that's what I thought. You don't have a bed, dude? Come on, man. Really? I would appear to be stuck. No. The molds are right there and they're done. Come on. Come on, bear. I have stuff to do. I changed some of my recording settings and was getting quite a bit of lag. So I ran home to try and sort that out in peace. But no. Somebody had to come along and ruin my day. No, don't kill me, don't kill me, don't kill me. Nah. Okay, so that's the first death of the series. Not a fox, so there's that. But a bear at my house? The bear's probably still there, so we're gonna have to go in through the side door to get my stuff. Yep, there he is. I'm gonna leave your carcass on the ground and you... Hey! Ooga booga, ooga booga. We killed a bear, and all it cost me was my life. Yeah, so the molds are done. Let's harvest him up. Oh, and look at that bear pelt. What can we do with him? Let me see, it looks like we can oil him. Takes 2 fat to oil him? Well, we got 2 fat, I guess. Oh, we can make this! We can make this! Awesome. Ooh, and then we have a bear head. Oh, we can make some bear armor. Ooh. Means I'll need to pick up these bones, which I shouldn't have done, because I'm pretty sure if you leave them there, they're less likely to spawn in the future, because the bones count towards like the spawn cap or something. But I don't know about that. Let me organize my inventory and make some food. While that's cooking up, got another stored vessel and a couple of molds. This will let us enter the next age. Is done. Yes. Awesome. Okay, so now we can upgrade more of our storage. Oh, look at this big boy. It's almost worth dying for. Almost. I need to get cattails. While this is cooking up, I will do that. Lightning strike? Poor guy. Well, might as well. Eh. Okay, is this enough? For 1? Yes. Need 1 more for the next backpack. Here's an idea. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus this, which is 14. We really should be making ingot molds now that we have an anvil mold. In order to use the anvil, we're going to need ingots, which means we need ingot molds, which is not something I considered. What's wrong with you? Heck of the food all of a sudden, jeez. Oh no. That's not your house. Get out of here. Get out of there. Oh, there's a piglet, that's why. Eh! Don't kill me. In fact, if you could actually be the one doing the dying, that'd be great. This has not been going very well. Well, 1 more hit from a pig, and I'm dead again. Let's just sleep. In case you haven't noticed, I have ceased being optimal. In case the almost death by boar wasn't a clue. While this is still a walkthrough / how-to, it's mostly an introduction to the mechanics and some helpful beginner tips and things. The first couple of days were definitely more of the efficiency and kind of walkthrough style. Is there a piglet nearby? Observe how the boar is docile when the young are not nearby. Ah, there must be a piglet nearby now. It was a cheap shot. I was a... I spawned in this tree several times now. Like I said in the first episode, vintage story combat is quite easy and quite simple. I just happen to be also quite bad at it. On the upside, I think we actually gained hunger. That's a wolf, I think, or a pig. Did not stop and ask for his identification. Well, that spiked my cortisol. You know what? That sounds stupid. Cut that out of the video. Gonna sound stupid saying that. Ooh, that's why he's afraid. I was like, oh, the pig is afraid of me? No. The wolf killed his baby. A shovel. A prospecting pick. A regular pick. Another hammer. And an axe. Hey, guess what we have now? Copper. Copper we already had. Copper we already had. Copper. And copper. Forge. Plus anvil. Equal more tools. And the pit kilns are done. Alright, now we're going to go prospecting. We need 3 samples. They have to be a certain distance apart. So 1, 2, 3. And a break. One more sample. 1, 2, 3. And a break. Alright, and that basically tells us the ore concentration of... to think of it in Minecraft terms, like this chunk and maybe a chunk or two around it. High sphalerite, which is zinc, which is not great. Cassiterite is what we're mainly looking for. That's kind of the quickest, easiest way to get bronze. Now if we look on our map, we have a little waypoint that tells us what mineral content we found with our prospecting. It's there permanently. Like, you can delete it if you want. You can, if I move this stuff over, I can search for specific minerals. And now we just do this a bunch until we find a node with what we're looking for. Generally I find traveling about a map's distance up here. So what is that? 518, well, 115, no. So 6 minus 670 to 720, so that's what, 50 blocks-ish? And you just, oh, that's quartz. Need bronze to break quartz, so I wonder if this covers the whole area. No, it does not. Alright. So we'll do one here. Dig out 1, 2, 3. Then we'll break this one. 1, 2, 3. Then we'll break this one. So, start the node search here. So now if we look on our map, sphalerite 2.7%, to 0.13, so the sphalerite is going down, but it's still high. Cinnamar and chromite are going down. Sphalerite is going down, but cassiterite is going up. So, see, cassiterite here is 0.04%. Up here, it's just 0.1%. So that is increasing. So if we do another node search here, we'll see if that goes up any higher. And we'll just keep chasing that reading around. The fact that it's picking up some halite suggests there might be some salt underground around here. The fact that we didn't pick it up over here suggests it's probably not north. So we can do some more prospecting around here when we're looking for salt. That's a really good find. But while those ingots we cast are cooling off, we can look for some better metals. And we're doing about 1/2 mini-map distance. So we'll do one here. We'll go probably down 3. We'll break that one, or that one. Go over 3. And get these leaves out of the way. Break this one. 1, 2, 3. Cassiterite's continuing to go up. That's a good sign. Cassiterite has gone up. Sphalerite has gone down just a little bit more. Same with chromite and cinnabar. I'd like the cassiterite to be in a higher range. Oh, it's decent readings now. So the word prefix and the number are two different things that the prospecting is giving you. Prospecting is kind of complicated and a little math heavy from what I understand. I generally just look for high number and good reading, and that's pretty much it. That can get you pretty far. And it looks like the cassiterite reading went back down from 0.11 to 0.07, and also the word prefix went from decent to poor. So probably not looking north for the cassiterite. And we're looking for cassiterite specifically because that's the quickest, easiest way to go from copper to bronze. If you get lucky and you find bismuth and sphalerite early on and readily available, then you can go for bismuth bronze instead of tin bronze. But I've not usually been that lucky. So, since this area here was our best reading for cassiterite, we've already checked the north and south. Those are both lower. So now what we're going to do is check the east and west directions and see if it gets any higher in either of those directions. Alright. It's just barely off the map, so we'll dig down. Yep, and the cassiterite reading went back down. 0.11% of decent cassiterite versus 0.07% of poor cassiterite. Yep, so it looks like the cassiterite's going back down. So there might be a higher concentration somewhere within this area, but at this point, it might be better to just move on and go to a different area. And say, try prospecting some down here, working that around, or coming over here, working that around. Zinc would be useful for making some torch holders, though. So it is good to have zinc. It's just, you can really only use it to make bismuth bronze, which you need, surprise, surprise, bismuth to make. Or to make brass, and brass is really only good for brass plates. Lamellar is just something you can find. And yeah, brass plates is really the only thing that brass is good for. There's so much tool around, probably going to make a thatch roof. Let's see if those ingots have cooled off. Hey! Alright. Let's hang the pick up. So we're going to want a chisel, a saw, and let me see. Yeah, we don't exactly need nails at the moment, but some nails wouldn't be terrible. So we need a chisel, we need a saw. I would say a plate, but we don't have any candles, so there's not really a point to making a plate, because plates are used to make lanterns and armor, but you can't really do much with either of those. But a saw definitely and a chisel are two things we need in order to progress. And we might as well make some nails. So, nails. Just load 3 in there since copper's got a pretty low smithing temperature. Hey, the rug's done. That means bear armor, here we come. Hey. Hell yeah. Gonna have to kill me another bear so I can get me some pants. What are the stats on these? They look pretty good. Flat damage reduction's not great, but it's, you know, bear armor, so what do you expect? Range weapon accuracy, walk speed. Okay. The debuffs aren't that terrible, so let's start off with a chisel. Blacksmithing is done the same way that flint knapping or clay forming are done. So you place it down, you select, okay, you want to make a saw, then you go to your tool, you hit your options menu for this, which for me is R, then you select what you want to do, and you start manipulating it. Got our saw blade and our chisel. Now, let me just double check there's nothing else I want to do with this. Ox blade, no. Shears, not a huge priority right now. Let's go with the nails and strips. And you'll notice for some of the smithing options, there's a Smith 4 or a Smith 8. And like for some of them it's, oh, make 1 or make 2. That's just so that you can make more quicker, and it only uses, you have to use an extra ingot. So you'll notice that I added like the extra ingot there to make the 8 instead of the 4. Now the best part. Alright, we got everything. Huh, that's odd. When you're wearing this bear armor, it makes it sound like you're walking through the snow. Huh. And now we have unlocked the wonderful world of planks, which means we can make doors that seal out the elements, which means we can make a proper cellar now to store our food in. It also means the door won't break when we open and close it. It also means we can craft chests with the nails, which gives us more storage. It also means we can craft a vertical mold rack, so all of these molds can now get stored in just one little rack. Let's see, we can build shelves now. Shelves we can store our crockery on. It unlocks hen boxes and feeding troughs so that we can start doing animal husbandry, doing animal work. We can actually make a bucket now so we can move water, which is awesome. We can make a better bed as well. There we go. Got ourselves a quern too, so we can grind stuff into powder. We can chisel blocks. We'll set this up to start drying, so we can do ranged damage later. Yeah. So with unlocking planks and metalworking with an anvil, we have basically went from playing Vintage Story Stone Age to Vintage Story XL. Like, this being a game changer is kind of an understatement. You've unlocked the second half of the game, right? If you play Terraria, this is the Wall of Flesh. We just beat that. So now we can play the rest of the game, you know? We can turn this cellar into an actual cellar now. This is probably all going to get enclosed, to be honest. Yeah, and just upgrading this from a piece of dirt to a wooden trapdoor means instead of lasting 8 days, this is now lasting 20. Instead of lasting 7 days, this is lasting 17. So this is a huge game changer for crafting things, for survivability. The winter is going to be a lot easier now that we have unlocked planks and metalworking. We can start working towards making better armor. We can start working towards building a bigger house. I've already started working on the second floor there. I'll probably work on that between episodes. But the world is now our oyster. We can do whatever we want now. These are kind of the basics of getting you set up for a good time in Vintage Story. We just, we did all of that in the first month, which is, I think, 9 days on standard. So hopefully you'll have as good or better luck than I did with my world spawn, and you'll be able to get from spawning and being killed by a fox to metalworking and having sealable doors and containers and things all in your first month of the game. Obviously, you don't have to, I quite enjoy the Stone Age. I'll probably not even progress into the Iron Age for another in-game year, because I like the early Copper and Bronze Age. But yeah, that'll, I think, probably do it for this episode. I will still, obviously, I'm not going to stop doing this series, but let me know if there's a mechanic in the game that you want more clarification on, or maybe want a tutorial on, or want me to go into specifically. Like, I know we touched on prospecting this episode, but there's a lot more to it than that. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions about different gameplay mechanics, or different aspects of the survival parts of the game. Next episode, we'll probably go exploring to the north, because we haven't really gone that much to the north. We've mostly just been sticking around this area, so we'll probably go up north or down south next episode. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're finding these videos helpful if you're new to Vintage Story. And I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.